Hello and welcome. Time for our 12 p.m. show, and obviously the big match: Chennai Super Kings in Chinnaswamy Stadium versus Royal Challengers Bengaluru, and one of the means the greatest games as far as rivalry is concerned. And in last few years, RCB is making it a little more competitive because in 6 years, 5 years down the line, it was quite one-sided rivalry where Chennai Super Kings is winning each and everything. Now it's a different story altogether. Specifically, last 3-4 matches, the two Yash Dayal incidents. Apart from that, what had happened in Chepauk last year after 2008-9, RCB won the first game in Chepauk. So, a lot to talk about. And apart from that, there is one more game: SRH versus LSG. Last time when we discussed, we were discussing heavily on Rishabh Pant's batting position, and we were saying that number three or number four. He said, no, not number three, neither number four. I'll open the innings. So that's a completely surprising kind of thing from LSG and Rishabh Pant. But Bharat, coming first to you, what's the update on Hazelwood? You kept on writing on your articles, you kept on doing on your videos that he is very much there as far as the practice sessions are concerned, 80%, 75%. What's the actual fitness update? Do we have anything on the Thusara thing? Because he is what Boryada did from, I think, Colombo, is that he is in the court at this point of time with Sri Lankan Cricket Board and him, fighting for it. But what's the update on Hazelwood and anything specific you want to tell about as far as RCB's 11 is concerned?
Yeah, 2 days ago, we practiced at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. We first started practicing at the side net. Then he
Hmm.
went over to the center nets. When he practiced in the side net, I thought maybe he won't bowl from his full run up. That wasn't the case. Then he went over to the center net and bowled from his full run up to the likes of Kohli, to the likes of Rajat Patita, Jitesh Sharma. And it was like almost like it was like Hazelwood of old in previous times. Just the only one thing that I didn't see was a lot of bouncers, a lot of hardline deliveries I didn't see. Perhaps he was testing himself out a little more, seeing that whether his body will hold up when he tries to bowl fuller length or good length deliveries. But just as I thought, at the fag end of the session, he started bowling those hardline deliveries as well. So that's definitely an indicator that Hazelwood is very close to full fitness. If not full fitness, they might still not risk him for this game, but I think he will play soon. In the press conference, obviously, Jitesh Sharma kind of evaded the question by saying that asked the management, they have the answer for it. But my gut feeling says he's very close, very close to full fitness. Yesterday, he didn't practice. Where he was cooling his heels, but after such an intense practice session, perhaps he wanted to take a day off. So that's, I think, the update on Hazelwood. See, Tushar obviously is not here in Bangalore. I think it will
Hmm.
take a while longer for him. Obviously, the case will go on for a while. Most likely, he will win that case because Sri Lanka cricket doesn't have much of a case against him if he's fully fit. And contract
Hmm.
also, I think, expired on March 20,
Yes,
31st,
March 26th.
2026. Yeah. So in that sense, they don't have much of a case. So they have to give NOC, I believe. But at least for a week or so, I don't see him coming over here to Bangalore. Maybe during the later part of the IPL, RCB might have his services.
Just one last thing on that. Same four overseas players, according to you, for RCB?
Yeah, most likely that yes, but just leave a small window for Hazelwood because I think he's very close to
Okay.
full fitness. At last
Okay.
minute, they might just take a small gamble with him.
Shamikda, coming to you, obviously, I want to know about the fitness updates again. What's the case? Do you have any kind of words with any of from CSK's management or from your sources? What's going on with? Is there any possibility as far as Brevis is concerned, or Mahendra Singh Dhoni? We all know that you said in I think yesterday's or day before yesterday's show that it could be a possibility that he can miss out on half of the tournament. But what's the actual update, and do you think any kind of changes means? Can CSK go with two more overseas players? In last game, they went with two overseas players only. Now they have a Jimmy Overton, they have Akil Hussain in their strides. So can they make their bowling a little stronger or give them a little more teeth as far as the attack is concerned? What do you think as far as CSK is concerned, Shamika?
Right, to start with, David Brevis, maybe he would be available. I think today's game is a 50-50. If he pushes the envelope, he might play. If he pushes the envelope, very likely he would be available from the next game onwards. Today's game is 50-50. As far as MS Dhoni is concerned, I don't see him playing before the second week of April, not in the first week of
Second week.
April. Before the
Okay.
second week of April. So
Okay.
at least by mid-April, maybe he would be in a position to play. But
Okay.
that is not going to solve CSK's problem,
CSK's
because
problem. Yes.
CSK's problem is basically somehow. I mean, I would like to see Akil Hossain. You mentioned a very good option in the sense that he can bowl in the power play also. He can,
Yeah.
if need be, they can open the bowling with him also. Jamie
Yes.
Overton is a very, very good cricketer. He's a
Hmm.
very good all-round cricketer.
Yeah.
Somehow they will be better off playing these two players. I mean, Dewald Brevis, when he is fit, he walks into the team. And once again, I'm saying he is gradually increasing his batting load. 2 days
Hmm.
ago, he
Hmm.
started his 3 days ago rather, he started his training at the nets, but it was just taking throw downs and playing defensive shots. Now, the next stage, he has moved to the next stage. But
Hmm.
once again, as I said, if he pushes the envelope, he might play. But it's a long tournament. Whether that would be a prudent call, I don't know. Because even after that, today is only the third game. Once again,
Yes.
early season momentum is something that they would like to have. But their biggest problem is bowling. Biggest
Hmm.
problem is bowling. A bit of batting order also, because Sarfraz should come ahead of Kartik Sharma.
Okay.
Sarfraz should come ahead of Kartik Sharma, and they will uh, they will open with Ruturaj Gaikwad. But personally, I would prefer an Ayush Matre and Sanju Samson opening pair, because what is happening with Ruturaj Gaikwad at the top, it is negatively impacting Sanju Samson as well. Because Ruturaj Gaikwad's game is like that. He likes to take time after.
Yes.
And Sanju Samson is someone who is used to opening combination that goes double barrel right from
Hmm.
the word go. So
Hmm.
here he is trying, as because he is consuming deliveries, his partner is consuming deliveries, he is trying to manufacture shots. In the last game also, the way he got out, he played a beautiful shot, and after that, I mean, just because he needed to compensate for the slow burn of his partner, he tried to manufacture a shot. So I think CSK would be better off with an opening combination of Ayush Matra and Sanju Samson. Ruturaj can come at number 3.
Okay. Gargi, as far as the injuries, we have all discussed about the injuries, the inputs from the correspondents. But as far as CSK versus RCB is concerned, or rather RCB versus CSK, because the game is in Chinnaswamy, is there anything you are more than looking forward to, apart from, obviously, we all wanted to know about Hazelwood's fitness. We all wanted to know what's going on with Brevis and Dhoni. But apart from that, there is lot, as far as this game holds, because another loss for Chennai Super Kings will make things very miserable for them. And RCB, if they can beat CSK, it's not like we can compare, two arch rivals, but yeah, RCB beating CSK is something which give their fans the ultimate high. So, and
It's
you
it's
know this. So,
it's
anything
the
you're looking
Southern
forward to as
Derby.
far as this contest is concerned?
Yeah, it's the Southern Derby. I think Bangalore fans will be very excited for this particular matchup. I think just some while ago I saw a video of Virat Kohli talking to,
Yes,
it was
yes.
posted on RCB page only, I believe, and he was talking about the fact that playing CSK in Chepauk is so difficult because it's a sea of yellow. That
Yeah.
it's more comfortable when they're doing it in Bangalore because they have home advantage in the sense that the crowd is always backing them. So it tells you
Mhm.
just how much the crowd also comes into play. They truly are the 12th man. But if you look at the match here, CSK have a lot of concerns at the moment. Shomik talked about the bowling concerns. They've been
Mhm.
struggling. We've seen them twice so far in the tournament. They've struggled in low scoring games. They've struggled in high scoring games as well. And they always have had so far issues with defending totals and executing under pressure, which is where I think the bowling is going so wrong at the moment. The opening pair is not firing because Sanju Samson, coming off of such an incredible, World Cup performance, he also needs to step up at this point. So does Ruturaj Gaikwad, and as long as that combination or that foundation is laid by the opening pair, things will start looking good. Because if you look at the middle order, it's still much better than what the opening is. You saw Shivam Dubey in form. You saw an Ayush Matre impressing everyone. So and look, CSK have a very experienced core, and experienced players are always capable of making a comeback. So I'm not ruling them out already from the tournament, but they have a lot to work on the other end. You know how well RCB's batting has been doing. Virat Kohli, Devdutt Padikkal, Rajat Patidar all have been doing so well. It's top heavy, but as long as it's working, you can't complain about it. They have strong
Sure.
depth with good finishers and good all-rounders. They have a Bhuvaneshwar Kumar who's in complete control, plus home advantage and a
199
settled
wickets for
playing
Bhuvaneshwar
11.
Kumar, one short of a double hundred.
Yeah, what?
199 wickets for Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, one short of a
Yeah.
200. Yeah.
So, RCB look like a much more dangerous side at this moment
Yes.
compared to
Yeah.
CSK. CSK look like they are very, very, shaky right now.
That's how things in sports means. Yes, Shamikda.
Rohit, just one more point I would like to see Sanju Samson a lot more assertive on the field because I know it's difficult. He has just joined a new franchise and he is going through the bedding in period, and it is only the third game. He's still into that integration process with the new franchise. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, he is an India player. He is an India
Obviously.
player, and he has the experience of captaining Rajasthan Royals. Yesterday, we saw how assertive Dhruv Jurel was. It was his call.
Yes.
He sort of insisted
Tushar Deshpande and Yashwant.
Riyan Parag to give Tushar Pandey the last over. So
Yes.
that is how, and we have seen wicket keepers taking some
Yeah.
serious match game turning calls. The most popular or the biggest of them, Mahendra Singh Dhoni giving Jagender Sharma the final over at the 2007 T20 World Cup. But we have seen wicket keeper is in the best position, and Sanju
Yeah.
Samson has the pedigree. He has also the captaincy pedigree. I know it is not easy coming into a new franchise, whoever you are, and when you are going through a betting in period. But Rituraj Gaikwad, his passive captaincy, his reactive captaincy, I'm not a big fan of. So Sanju Samson will have to step up as a leader on the field as well.
Okay, coming to the second game, obviously Sunrisers Hyderabad versus LSG. Rishabh Pant opening the innings, and on the other hand, with such a means not beautiful, but the kind of attack Lucknow Super Giants has, and you see a Prince Yadav, you see Mohammad Shami, and apart from that, a Mohsin Khan in form. You still don't know why Mayank Yadav is sitting out, but you're not complaining about it because the kind of fast bowling you're watching at this point of time. Bharat, first thing, Rishabh Pant opening the innings, is it making cricketing sense at this point of time? And why I'm asking this, because there's a good coordination built on last 1 year between a Mitch Marsh and a Aiden Markram, and they were looking really good together. And then if you have a Nicholas Puran and a Rishabh Pant, things didn't look that uncomfortable. Do you think that they have just broken this the partnership between the openers? And Rishabh Pant coming to bat at the top order means he himself said, I think if I'm not wrong, in the post-match presentation, that it will be a 50-50 thing, that you will see me open in the upcoming games. How do you see both of these things, the fast bowlers, the way they impressed, and obviously the top order?
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. Why try to change something that is working? Aiden
Yeah.
Markram and Mitchell Marsh, both of them are good shot makers. Aiden Markram as well. He likes pace on the ball. That tells you that it's better off if he opens the batting. Yes, for South Africa, it tends to bat slightly down the order, but I think he's also someone who likes pace on the ball. Something very similar with Mitchell Marsh as well. And I think they were forming a good partnership out there. So I don't think they needed to change. But again, Rishabh Pant is the captain. They have to somehow slot him in a way where he succeeds. So I think in that sense, perhaps I can understand where they're coming from, and they're making him open the batting. See, one thing I want to add about Rishabh Pant, this is just a constructive criticism. See, he's a gun batter in Test cricket, but in T20 cricket, what has happened is bowlers, especially pace bowlers, have tended to go very ultra defensive against Rishabh Pant with their lines. That is basically
Yes.
from over the wicket, they will bowl, angle it away and bowl wide outside off with set fields on the offside. It could be square of the wicket, somewhere deep cover. It could be somewhere else. So that they are keeping this kind of fields, and they're even someone like the third man, and they're forcing him to maybe take single or two, because I
Right.
don't think he has that range of shots against wide lines in T20 cricket. In Test cricket, remember, the lines are a lot more aggressive, the lines are a lot more aggressive, the fields are a lot more aggressive. So I think that
Yes.
is where he succeeds. So this is just a constructive criticism against him. But
Yeah.
the answer to your question would be, I would also perhaps think about opening with Markram
Okay.
and Mitchell Marsh.
Okay. Shamita, the middle order, do you think that it's going to be a problem as far as both the teams? I'm not talking about Sunrisers Hyderabad really at this point of time, because they still have some players with them who are looking really good. But on the other hand, if you compare them with Lucknow Super Giants, means Abdul Samad and Ayush Badoni, Himmat, we have talked a lot about that. Will he get a game? But apart from that, if you see both the middle orders, it's again Lucknow Super Giants not looking really good at this point of time.
Rohit, see, in T20 cricket, the role of the middle order thing is a bit exaggerated because
Hmm.
it's a top orders game. It is a
Okay.
power play game and it's a
Right.
top orders game.
Hmm.
As regards LSG's batting, they
Hmm.
eventually got Rishabh Pant's batting order right, because
Hmm.
Rishabh Pant, he has to play as an opener. Simple
Okay.
as that, because he
Hmm.
doesn't have any role down the order. He has to play as an opener. Now the counter logic is, yes, you are upsetting the opening combination, a very settled and very successful opening combination that scored at a strike rate north of 150 last
Hmm.
year. But then again, the opening pair was successful, but the team was not.
Hmm.
So the opening pair scoring runs didn't contribute to the team winning matches, right? So Rishabh Pant, they have brought in Rishabh Pant to pair up with Mitch Marsh at the
March.
top, and that is
Yes.
absolutely fine. But
Hmm.
after that, in the first game, their batting order was wrong, because
Yeah.
Nicholas Puran should have come in at number 3.
Okay.
Nicholas Puran had no business coming in at number 5. You don't push your best batsman in this format down to number 5. You are trying to do that for middle order stability, but you don't need middle order stability in this format. What do? You do it upfront, and then it is an automatic trickle down effect. You carry with the flow. So Nicholas Puran at number 3 and Aiden Markram at number 4, because Aiden Markram's game is very versatile. He has previously batted at number 4 for South Africa also. Although
Yeah.
recently he has changed his order and off late he has been opening, but he has batted at number 4 in T20 cricket for South Africa also. So Aiden Markram's game is very versatile. He can give the ball a serious tong, but if need be, he can play that role of, he can resort to circumspection also. He is a
Hmm.
very all-round batsman. So from that point of view, that is their best batting combination. After that, whoever you bring on, that is fine. But
Okay.
whatever they will have to do, they will have to do through their top 4 batsmen.
Sure. Gargi, on the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad, I think batting wise, they don't have any kind of problem. They have the depth, they have the star power, they have the attacking batters. But apart from that, who will bowl for them is the big question at this point of time. Yes, Jaydev showed that how important his experience could be. Then you have a Harshal Patel. Maybe there will be some kind of update on Bryden Cars also, because he was missing the first 2 games because of the injury. So maybe his inclusion if he is completely fit. But apart from that, I don't think that is there anyone you're looking forward to bowl out Sunrisers Hyderabad, because they have to score big, give their bowlers a little bit of cushion, and then they have to hope that our bowlers can bail us out as far as batting batting is
Yeah.
concerned. I don't think there's any kind of problem with Sunrisers Hyderabad.
There's just one doubt. Did Bryden Cast not play in the first SRH game because of injury? Or
Hand
was it
hand
just the second one?
No, it's hand,
Okay.
it's something on his
No,
hand in the
it
first 2
was,
games only.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
that's why, because when Sunrisers Hyderabad was stepping out for that first game, the very first thing that I said was, you need Bryden Cast to come in the absence of Pat Cummins,
That's why
because he,
they come up with David Payne.
yeah. But at this point, this team, I don't mean this in a negative way, but no matter what the batting batting lineup does, it's almost as if the bowling cannot defend it, even if it's a 250 run total. It seems like if there's a good batting side, on the other hand, if SRH go ahead and face someone like a Punjab Kings, they will chase it down, and the bowlers will not be able to defend it. And missing Pat Cummins in these crunch moments is such a huge, loss for SRH. Ishan Kishan, in those first two games did not look no so in that first two game was not looking very comfortable. You saw that he was making mistakes with the gloves as well.
In the first game, he
He
was
was
good.
under
In the
pressure.
second game, yes, he disappointed in the second game. In the first
Yeah,
game, he was good. Yeah.
he seemed like he was under pressure. The point was that
Hmm.
when you're so much under pressure, that's when you start end up making those kind of mistakes.
Yes.
But there are a couple of positives. Jaydev Unadkat, as you rightly pointed out, is a positive here. If you look at that game against RCB as well, he was trying those variations which did sort of for a very small moment in the game did dry up those runs. When Virat Kohli and Devdutt Padikkal had started going, he was trying those pace of deliveries, which I really, really like to see. The other positive is Ishan Malinga, who stepped up. But apart from that, there's inconsistency. Their spin department is still, developing. There are fielding lapses that can cost you a lot in tight games. So again,
Sure.
when it comes to the bowling side, it's very difficult for SRH to go out there and defend even a big total.
I think the silver lining for Sunrisers Hyderabad was Shivang Kumar and Harsh Dubey also. The way they bowled in the previous
Oh yeah,
game
yeah, 100%.
was really amazing to see. So let's see because I think this will be an important game for both the teams, SRH and LSG. But as I said, Chennai Super Kings, if they lose 3 out of 3, that's going to be something which will create a lot of pressure. In time to come, and the teams they will face. Yes, Shamik, you want to add up something?
Yeah, one just one more thing, Rohit. That what I saw of Nitish Kumar Reddy in the last game at Eden
Yeah,
Gardens,
obviously.
there was something positive in the sense. I know Nitish went to COE during close season before IPL, and
Hmm.
he's working on adding a couple of years of pace to his bowling. He's
Yeah.
doing that specific training. He was doing that specific training at CSK, and I have noticed a technical change in his bowling. I didn't watch the first game, Sunrisers Hyderabad's first game, but last game, what I saw, he off late, I noticed he is bowling with a flat front leg. And it took me back to someone, Amir Nazir. There was a Pakistan bowler named
Ahmed
Amir
Nazir.
Nazir.
Yeah.
Amir Nazir. And of, apparently he was not that slippery. And as because he used to bowl with that flat front leg and his knee didn't collapse, he used to generate pace off the surface. And I saw Nitish Kumar Reddy doing that in the last game. So something I noticed in the last game was positive. And because the Indian team management, everyone is developing Nitish Kumar Reddy as a backup because the next World Cup 2027 World Cup is in South Africa. And
Yeah.
you never know whether when Hardik Pandya will pick up his next injury. Nobody knows. So
Yeah.
you have to keep your backup options ready, and that
Yes.
is the process has started with Nitish Kumar Reddy, and he has
Sure.
been visiting COE. So from that point, if he develops his bowling, that is good news for Indian cricket.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. And you guys can read Bharat Ramraj's piece on that just before the start of the tournament when SRH was in Chinnaswamy. He wrote a quite a with all the technical aspects. He wrote a good piece on that, so you can read that. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in the evening with the previews. Means in the afternoon only, because it's a double-header day. So previews and the post-match reviews. Do make sure that you will like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this.